Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, guys, I want to talk about self-love versus selfish, because a lot of survivors really struggle with stepping fully into their self-love and their self-esteem without actually feeling selfish behind it. And of course, a lot of times when you're coming from a codependent nature, or you're just used to always being the giver, you're not used to receiving, even, from yourself, because you put yourself last, or you're not even a priority at all. Okay. So I really wanted to make this video to help survivors help retrain their perceptions, because I always say this in many videos, that our perceptions do become our personal realities. And if we're not thinking in the right mind, or the right angle of a situation, it really determines our behaviors. Okay, so if you're thinking that it's selfish, of course, it's going to limit or intercept you from taking the appropriate steps. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about that. What is the difference between self-love and being selfish? Well, a selfish person is basically a person, an action, or a motive that is lacking consideration for others and is concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. It is, someone that's self-centered. And yes, in this situation, it would be someone that is being self-serving. But you can do things, to protect yourself and make healthy decisions in your favor without coming from a selfish place. Okay. And that's the thing that trips up survivors, because they think anytime a lot of times when they're even getting used to even putting themselves first, that's automatically selfish. And that's wrong. That's wrong. That is wrong, guys. All right. Let me try to come up with some examples here off the top of my head. Let's say in a dating situation, you met someone, because this is going to be our example between a selfish person and someone that's doing something out of self-love. It's early on, and after just getting some basic information about the way this person leads their life and where they are in their life right now, you're realizing, for what I'm looking for in my life, this person doesn't have the lifestyle, or they're not capable, or they're not emotionally available, or whatever. You're realizing that this would be a toxic relationship, or unhealthy, or wouldn't suit your desires for the healthy relationship. So you go to the person and, hey, it was great getting to know you, but for what I want right now in my life, this isn't going to work for me. That's not being selfish, because you're, denying them the relationship that they may still want for you for their own selfish motives, But either way, out of your own self-love, you're letting this person go, or you're not going to deal with them on a certain kind of level. Now, how would a selfish person respond to this? Well, a selfish person may look at the same situation and think, you know what, this person isn't where I want them to be. But is there anything that I can do to use this person? What can I get out of still keeping them around? What can I get while giving little to nothing, basically? So, when someone is being selfish, they're not trying to reciprocate. They're trying to take and not give, basically. They want to receive, but they're not going to give. And that is the difference, a main difference between someone that's moving out of their selfishness and moving out of their self-love. Okay. So this is what you want to keep in mind when you're making the decisions and you're trying to determine, am I just being selfish, or am I trying to move out of my self-love? Well, is the decision that you're making you trying to exploit someone for only purely your own gain? Is that what the decision is? Are you trying to make things lopsided where you're taking and not reciprocating from someone? No. So that's not what self-love is about. So the person that's being selfish, they may feel like they're moving out of self-love in their toxic nature, but they're not. They're moving out of ego. They're moving out of imbalance. They're moving out of toxicity. They're moving out of self-centeredness, okay? And that's the difference. That's the difference. Okay? Because and you know, it could just be in all types of areas here that we could come up with all kind of examples basically. But you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't, and it's not a malicious thing when you're moving out of self-love. And I want survivors to step away from that notion and those toxic perceptions, okay? Because it's going to hinder and interfere with you from, you know, expressing and having self-love for yourself, okay? All right, guys, this isn't going to be a long, drawn-out video. But if this video does resonate with you, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I have over 300 videos to help you on your journey of, you know, healing from a toxic relationship, of, you know, stepping in a healthy manner into your self-love, of healing from codependency. I'm going to make like a couple of really amazing videos about codependency coming up, because that really has to be addressed, because a lot of times when that narcissistic relationship is thriving and continuing, there's usually some elements of codependency wrapped and flowing all up and through that relationship. So in order for you to prevent that from happening in the future, you really need to understand codependency and understand how people behave with it, and the things that you can do to heal from it, and things about your behaviors that you can change to not be a codependent person and the way that you're thinking and behaving and walking. All right. But one of the things, of course, is when you're having a hard time stepping in that self-love and putting yourself first. That's not selfish, guys. It is not selfish. Somebody has to do it, and it needs to be numero uno, okay? All right, guys. Yeah, there's coaching that I want to mention here. If you are struggling in any of these areas and you want to get professional help from someone who understands and have studied this and have actually overcome a lot of things, so I know firsthand as well. So I know what it feels like. I have a lot of compassion about it. But because I have experienced, I know what that process feels like. It's not just this textbook thing with me. All right. I offer this coaching over the phone. I do Skype, I do FaceTime, and I do emailing coaching as well, which, you know, writing is very therapeutic, so never underestimate that. All right. I have the support group on Facebook, Lakia Reflection and Progression Crawford. You're always welcome to, you know, join that. We have a lot of fun on that page, and, you know, a lot of learning and a lot of sharing. All right. And with that being said, guys, just keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. All right. And it will be getting better, but we have to start shifting our perceptions. All right, guys. And with that being said, until next time, please take care.